Hello.
Hi, Miss Neal. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Miss France, how are you?
Great, thank you.
What can I do for you ladies today?
Well, as I pointed out in my email, Miss France has asked for my assistance regarding Freddie's IEP. We have some minor concerns about it, and we just wanted to try and start clearing things up.
Okay.
Miss France wants to tell you her issues, and we can maybe get to the bottom of it.
Okay.
So we started out with about an hour of IBI, and I believe it's progressing towards more time out of the classroom, which has prevented my son from making friends. He feels alone. He comes home from school. He's very upset and distraught. He just wants to feel included. He wants to be able to find someone to play with at recess, and I feel like integrating him into the classroom more during the day will help with his socialization and reduce efforts of him trying to make friends rather than just having friends, if you get what I mean. For example, he hasn't been invited to any birthday parties or things like that, and I feel that's because we're focusing too much on his therapy rather than real life. He needs to still be a kid.
Okay. I understand your concerns. From when he was going from the hour to the 4 hour, I have talked to my resource teacher, Mrs. Bonin, and she feels that Freddie, if you don't mind me saying the positives, that he's gained from going from 1 hour to 4 hours in his communication skills, his sensory skills. We thought this was a better choice. Is there any other concerns regarding from the 1 hour to 4 hour? I thought it would be a better transition for him.
From what I understand, it's not necessarily that Freddie isn't getting any benefits from his therapy. The therapy has proven to be beneficial, but we feel that it is not necessary in a school setting. Perhaps Ms. France will receive funding for therapy on Freddie's own time, not necessarily taking away from his curriculum. We think that Freddie will also learn these skills from other students in the classroom modeling behavior. We don't necessarily think that Freddie needs to be in a segregated area. Yeah, like you said. He picks up very well on other people's social cues, and it has been proven. We have seen changes in Freddie's behavior like throughout the summer, spending time with his cousins or his aunts and uncles, that he picks up quickly on other people's behavior and he adapts to it. And we feel that maybe there's progression right now with Freddie and his therapy, but it might regress into something negative if he spends too much time away from other students. So we were just wondering if we could drop back the IBI therapy hours in a day.
Okay, so here's a couple of my concerns with the 4 hour dropping back to 1 hour. I'm sure you know that with our educational assistant support in the classrooms that we have gotten cut EAs in the school. So I know Freddie needs a lot of one-on-one support, especially because he gets it from the IBI person. And that 3 hour gap in between, I don't know if, I'd have to talk to my resource teacher, but we don't know if the school board is going to give us that half-day EA or definitely a full-time EA. And it's more of an issue with it only being a 3 hour gap because that teacher's not going to have the support. So I don't know if because you want support, correct? You want EA support for the other 3 hours that he's not in the IBI now.
Well, correct. I feel that's only fair. He's coming to school as a regular child, and the fact that he has an IEP as a legal document, I think it's necessary that we can tailor this plan to what would be best for him.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and so I'm just worried that we're not going to get the support. Is there any other reasons for in the classroom that you could think of how it's going to benefit him? Being taken out the extra 3 hours?
Well, we understand that you guys are doing your best with what you have. We know that there's always a lack of funding in classrooms, and that if there isn't support in the classroom for Freddie, but there is support out of the classroom for Freddie, then maybe that you would view that as a benefit for him. But from a parent's perspective, she just wants her son to have friends. She wants her son to have a typical, normal school experience, which is totally understandable, and
I agree.
I'm sure you understand that as well. We feel that if we don't address this now, and as Freddie progresses through school, and he is spending 2 hours of classroom segregated in with other students, and then 4 hours, not 2 hours integrated with his classmates, and then 4 hours segregated from them, it'll only progress as he ages. So by the time he hits high school, he will be in the K class. And from what I understand, Miss France does not want that for her son. She would like him to earn his credits and get his diploma, and we feel that if we address this issue now, we can possibly stop it from progressing. And if it comes to a funding thing, we hope we can work with you to find the funds to have Freddie integrated into the classroom.
Okay. And yeah, I agree with you, Miss Allure. I was also reading your email here too. You said it's better for his routine and his social and behavioral skills because he's going to, like you said in your email, he's going to see and demonstrate those behaviors, the good behaviors that the kids do in the classroom as well. So, and you're discussing about your cousin and family members of him interacting with them. So it's big interaction piece, and I do see that now that he's not making friends that you said and he's having difficulty, that maybe that 4 hour is a little too long. So I can make exceptions, but I need you to also work with me as well. I can't give him one-on-one. I can't give him a one-on-one EA. And I was hoping if you could agree, I could talk to this a resource teacher. We'll have to make a lot of switches with the EA schedules, but I could get him shared support. Now, shared support looks like there's another boy in Freddie's class. I'm not allowed to give names, but he has support right now too, and he's on an IEP as well. So would you be in agreement, Miss Laura, Miss France, if I gave him shared support with the student? So he would be working, going on body breaks with this student, so he can leave, go to the sensory room, have body breaks with this student. They can go and do some sensory stuff together. They could bring friends though, but it is shared support. So he's not one-on-one, but he is integrated in with the other students, but he will have an EA by him. Would that be okay instead of one-on-one? Because I can't get him one-on-one.
Well, I think that's good too, and it will hit the friendship aspect as well.
Yes, he will be integrated in the class normally, more now. So.
I agree with Miss France. I think that'll be good for Freddie. As long as when Miss France wants integration for her son, as long as it's not just Freddie and the other student all the time, as long as there's other students integrated with them.
Yep.
Fucking kidding me.
Oh. And that ends up.
No, just keep going.
Okay.
I don't care.
So,
Sorry, Erica. Fire call.
okay. Yes, definitely. We will. He will always be in the classroom. Like say when the kids do centers, he will be involved with the centers, with the other boy and the EA in between them. But he will be interacting with all those kids. He will have friends. He will be eating lunch. He will be on the same recess, the same routine. It will all be the same.
Well,
So he's not feeling out, and neither the kids notice that he has other issues and has someone supporting him all the time.
I think that sounds awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
Miss France and I talked about, because we figured that shared support would become one of the resolutions, and she feels that that's a good idea because then Freddie won't always have the stigma of an adult standing over him, that maybe it'll be even better that he has a little separation from his EA.
That
And
works
that'll
even better.
integrate him even more. So that'll be awesome.
Perfect. Well, that will work better for us. Me and the resource teacher, we will definitely have a sit down, and I will send home the schedule in his message bag for you, and we will put that down with his IEP, and we'll continue from there. And if you've got any other concerns, you're gonna email me.
Yeah, I'll email you tomorrow with my documentation of our meeting and what we discussed and make it all official.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you for coming in, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you. Glad we can work together. It's great.
Please don't.
Oh, that was 10:38.
Fucking right.
Oh shit, we're still playing.